So my name is Carlos Walker, and this is Art and Hustle, Black Books Matter, Season 2. And today I have Miss, how do you say this, Chan Blue?
Yes, CH pronounced SH, Shan.
Shan Blue. Okay. Miss Shan Blue, if you will, please share with me who you are and what you do.
Like I said, my name is Shan Blue, and I am the author and creator and visionary of the Mac and Ronnie Reed children's book series. It is short books for early readers, pre-K to third grade, that come to life with Mac and his twin sister Ronnie. Um, that is my gift, my craft, what I do. My other pay the bill job is I am an MSW. I am a master social worker, and what that means is basically having a master's in social work, and it allows me to work on different platforms outside of just having a master's, having an undergrad and a master's. So yes.
All right. So I guess what we're going to do first is tell me how or what made you decide to write the books, for one.
Oh, wow. So my background is early education. So 25 years I have worked in early education. Specifically, to make this short, pretty much every state has some type of Head Start. We kind of know what that is. That's a federal-based program, or they have a pre-K. The state of Georgia has what we call the Georgia pre-K. It's funded by the lottery, and it developed 92 when Governor Zell Miller was a sitting governor. He wanted the 4-year-olds to prepare to go to kindergarten because we know getting up early in the morning, getting used to sitting, looking, listening, that can be challenging if you've never done it before. So if you're 4 by September 1 of that year, you can participate in that program, and it's free. And it operates like the school system. They're out for Thanksgiving, Christmas, spring break. And so when they roll into their kindergarten year, so in short, the lesson plans that I develop are managed by the state of Georgia Department of Early Care and Learning. And I noticed in 2014, why are all these children's books animals? I was like,
Mm,
I wanted some human character. So that was
mm.
24, that was 2014. So I developed characters for my lesson plan, and Mac and Roni came to be their name. I was eating dinner. It was a Sunday, and I said, hey, I want some human character names. I really wasn't thinking about it. I was eating one of my favorite cuisines, macaroni and cheese. And I said, Mac and Roni. Mac is the brother, and Roni is the twin sister. 2014. And that is how Mac and Roni came to be.
All right. Beautiful story. So, because I was thinking maybe your kids may have been called macaroni, and maybe you had
No. So
twins.
let me give you a little bit more spin on this right here, okay? That was 2014. Mac and Roni wasn't birthed until the public until 2021. So
Mm,
2014 and 2021, how many years is that?
that's about
So I,
six, seven,
right.
seven.
Yes, 7. So I sat on Mac and Roni for that long. I didn't even tell my children the name. I did what you call a poor man's trademark, mailed it to
Send it to
myself,
yourself.
sent it to myself, and I was writing the books and putting up in the internet. And then here we go, pandemic, November 2020. Now we all know that everybody was doing what they were doing in pandemic. We were dusting and brushing off all the ideas we had. Okay, I'm sitting in my daughter's house watching her dog, and I said, let me go check on Mac and Rennie Reed, make sure nobody has it. I get on over Mac and Rennie Reed on YouTube, checking. Something popped up, macaron, and I was like, oh my gosh, hold up, it was too close. Okay, it was too close.
Gotta move
Let me
now.
tell you, I said macaroni read at gmail.com. Bam, it said available. I said, okay. Let me get the just like this now. And I said, okay, Shan at macaroni read, the professional email. It said available. Click, solidified it. I said, okay, macaroniread.com. For you and all the viewers, why did the browser keep strolling and strolling and strolling? Yes, you need to laugh. I swear it was strolling for a good 30 minutes, but it
Your
wasn't.
heart
I
beating
said,
fast.
oh, my heart's beating fast. I'm like, okay, oh crap. Now, if this.com is going, I'm gonna have to buy it from somebody because it really needs to be Mac and Ronnie Reed. Or it could have been Mac and Roni, not the Reed part, but hey, it said poop available. Click. Wow. And so as I tell people, God was like, well, you could have did that 7 years ago. Because that's my faith. I'm like, oh God, yeah. Yeah, I could have. Like, why you didn't do that 7 years ago?
It
But
won't time.
that's neither here nor there. You know how we sit on ideas, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's the front story, backstory. So come January, I immediately trademarked because I already knew that the series was going to not just be books, because that's not my foundation. It's early education, and when you're in the early educational classroom, not only do we use
Cue
books as a tool,
cards. You can
right?
use everything.
We
Games.
have the stuffed animal. We all know what that looks like from the Muppets. We got the stuffed animals. We got the videos. So I already knew. So I did the trademark process, started in January. And if you want to know some more about that, you can ask me about that, and I'll tell you about that process. But yes, that's how Mac and Ronnie Reed actually was birthed. Yeah, conceived and actually birthed. Yeah,
Conceived, being thought,
conceived, being thought, and then birthed.
birth, 2021,
2021,
things started rolling out.
things started rolling
Well,
out.
let me take that back. I guess it was birthed even when you started writing.
That is true. Yes, I was just putting it up in the email, right? And
Yes,
so,
it
right,
just wasn't actually uh
to the public.
yes. So
Right, right.
well, since we're talking about birth, it wasn't birthed literally to the
Yes,
public until 2021, but the baby was growing.
the baby was growing.
So
Yes, and I have a funny story about trademark too. But we'll talk about
no,
that
you
later
can
if it
share
comes
it.
up
Go
again.
ahead.
So trademark, we all see, we research, and I was like, okay, so the name was easy to do. You pay your 250. You don't do a paper. It's best to do it electronically. I did it, no problem. Okay. So further on down in the year, well, let me back up. It says, hey, is your mark or your service out in the public yet? And I'm like, dang, if it's not, you have to wait 6 weeks, 6 months before your application even gets looked at. But if your mark or your service is already out in the public, you'll get a phone call from your attorney within 6 months. So what I did was I took a screenshot of my website, okay, because it says you can use it, uploaded it there. Then I went and got Mac and Ronnie put on some shirts, and I put some. I had a gun because there's another business I had was going to start where I put the tag on there, and I had 3 shirts, and I had the price tag on there. Took a picture of it. Hey, it's out in the public. You have to be innovative, okay? You have to be innovative. So I got my call in June instead of my application would not have even been looked at until June, getting a call late on in the year. Trademark went from being trademarked to registered October of 2021.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. So I tell people, ooh, you got to be savvy about that trademark thing.
So,
Yes.
um, your reason for for creating the book, mainly because you didn't see kids, you were seeing animals.
Right. So the data is because we move in data. If you've been to college, and even if you haven't been to college, but we know about data when you go to college, when you write those papers, the professors say, all right, you need to use what? Collegiate, your references need to be data infused. You can't be making stuff up, okay? So with that being said, I Googled, I said, hey, why are children's books majority animals? And if you pull it up now, it'll say 80% of children's books are an animal or some non-human. And when they are human, only 18 to 22% are African American, 2.2 Native American, 7.6 Latino, and 4.6 Asian. Wow. Now, we already know that history has a lot to do with that. We don't have to get into that. We already know what was going on with African Americans some 400 years ago
They
from
viewed us
slavery.
basically as animals.
Well, yes, but from slavery to emancipation to Jim Crow
Hmm.
to civil rights, we weren't thinking about writing books. We were thinking about basic what? Freedom. Who thinking
Mm-hmm.
about writing a book? And so that oppressed. So by civil rights, we've had the other, persuasions already writing books, and that kind of goes into um, the book houses. Why we have independent authors now, and what that looks like if your book being with an actual book house. So I'm
Mm.
gonna leave that right there. So we know why we're not really a lot of book houses. I just gave you an example because we're really just coming into, I mean, when you think about it, 65, we're just really coming into really doing businesses, developing businesses. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
All
even
in as you said, out in public.
out in public, right? We already always had it, but you might have been lynched, killed.
Mm-hmm.
So the dream died. That's why I tell people now, if you have a vision or a business, run with it. Do not die and let your dream go in the grave, because our forefathers, foreparents, and so forth, they already were killed and died.
Mm-hmm.
They kind of didn't have a choice. So why would I leave here with that vision in me? So that's
And
why my heart jumped in 2021. I was like, oh, let me do this right here. But yes,
well, I like to say there's a verse in the Bible that says your gift will make room for you and put you before great men. That's number one. Don't die with your gift.
yes,
Number two, I share, and one of the reasons why I created this was because I realized something. All of our ancestors were told they couldn't read, they would die if they was to read, get beat or something. So reading wasn't something they did, especially here in America. Make
mm-hmm.
sure I put that here in America, this would happen. But I realized that me being an author myself, that there are more black readers and writers that has ever been today. Why not take advantage and share them? Why not
Ex-
allow the world to gain the exposure of who these people are and their
exactly,
literature? So,
exactly. Exactly. And so here is a little fun fact I like to put out there. So if you go read the history of Ebony and Jet, going back to the oppressive systems, why we weren't writing then, it's because we were too busy doing. We had to get some freedoms. I mean,
mm-hmm.
who think about writing a series, choosing a series? So Ebony and Jet, we all know Ebony and Jet. So when Ebony and Jet was started, this goes back to the business side also. His mother, I believe, sold her furniture to be able for him to be able to purchase his first printing press.
mm.
Wow. Oppressiveness is something because he didn't have the ability to go walk into a bank like
Other people.
because of because we already know. I don't even have to say it. And I think about the saying Malcolm X says, by any means necessary, we're gonna sell this furniture, honey, and get this printing press. And aren't we glad they did that? Ebony and Jet is synonymous with Soul Train. Come on now. It came down through the beauty of the week.
Mm-hmm.
I'm 50 golden, years old, and that was the best selling anything in your house. You need some money back in the day. Let me take it to the pawn shop and get a little loan that they ever did. And I applaud him and I thank him. They're the foundation. So if that family did that to run with their vision,
We supposed to
there
do.
what? Right now. Exactly.
So,
Wow.
you said how many books is there
There's 3 books in the series right now.
as of
Um,
now?
as of now, who is the oldest is the first one that introduces them. I wrote that back in 2014, put it up in my email, was sitting there. Who's the oldest is they're arguing about who's the oldest. They're twins. So we all know that twins are born at the same time. They're the same age.
Seconds apart.
Seconds apart, right, but pretty much the same age. And it's a mathematical thought. So when you have this book at a pre-K, first, second, third grade, it could be a trick question when you think about it. So anytime in early education, a daycare, preschool, or whatever, they introduce a book, you talk about the title. We do that. And that's the question you thought, okay, so especially if you have twins in the classroom, and you can have the twins say, so how old are you? One will say 4 or 5, 6, but they're the same age. So who's the oldest?
Mm-hmm.
Very scientific question. And then you get the kids saying stuff, and then you're waiting for them to say what you just said. Well, maybe it's him because he said or she said, they're boy, girl, or 2 boys or whatever, that he was born first.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Hmm. And so Mac and Roni are arguing, and Roni and Mac says, "Mm-mm, Roni, you're not older than me. No, because I'm taller than you."
Mm.
So Mac thinks his height is what
Make them
makes him the
old.
old. And then Mom comes in and intervenes. Hmm. And so the motto of Mac and Roni Reed is read to learn and for adventure. So
Mm.
if you go onto all of the platforms, Instagram of the business social media, you'll see a lot of times I have them saying read to learn and for adventure. That's their motto, read to learn. Mom always signals them in the book. That's the
Mm.
characteristic of the book. Mom said, go read and find out. Go read and find out. Go research and find out. She
Mm.
always tells them, read to learn, read to learn. So in Gummy Worms for Fishing, they're going fishing for the first time. That's the second release. They're going fishing for the first time with Grandpa. Really? And they're talking about these gummy worms, and Mac thinks that these candy gummy worms that he's eating, that he likes so much, he think that's the bait. He think those are the worms that he can fish with. And Mom is like, go read to learn. Because when I went fishing with Grandpa Willie, which is her father, no,
Gummy
that
worm.
wasn't what it wasn't no gummy worm. So they go read to learn. They read. They go in the library room. They have a library room because that is a lot of that's a lot of that's a tagline. Hey, you got books in the house? Do you have books in the house? So they have a library when they go on there and they get on that computer, they're bringing it up and they look at it and they research and they're reading to find out what is bait. Mom just told them what bait is. They gotta go find out. But Mac is determined. And when I go out here with Grandpa Willie, I'm using these gummy worms that he just steady eating them. Yeah, steady eating them. But yeah, and then synonym soup. Number three. We know what a synonym is, right? A lot of adults, teachers, especially second and third grade, they gravitate toward, they go, oh, synonym soup. Synonyms are important. How do we know that? Because if you ever went to college or even in high school, college, when you're writing work papers, you have to soup up them papers. You got to you can't just say,
Use the same
mm,
word over and over and
yeah,
over
come
again.
on now. Really? You don't even see that in when we read books, novels. We see synonym usage constantly. It's what makes your work pop, your writings pop. You must. So in pre-K, well, I taught pre-K, I said, so somebody tell me good morning when second time, tell me another word for pretty. This one child, this I think it was my last year because I retired out of early education 2021. That was it for me in May when school year ended. I said, tell me another word for beautiful, pretty, beautiful, or whatever. She said, magnificent. I said, whoa,
Mm.
wow. Now, where'd she get that from? Well,
Mm.
there's a lot of robust language must be going on in her house. Her mother happens to work for the CDC. Her mother worked for, she's a scientist. So, hey, I said, wow, magnificent. Yes. And then somebody said spectacular. And so yes, synonyms are important. So in synonym soup, I want to say this. I strategically wrote synonym soup with only the father in the book.
Mm.
Dad is home. They come home from school. Roni has a project to do with regard to synonyms. Dad's getting ready to cook. He say, hey, why not let's make some synonym soup? We're going to pull them alphabet noodles out and we're going to call it synonym soup. You have the father. We're seeing a dad in
Cause
the role that we normally what?
see the
Don't
mother.
I strategically wrote it with just dad. Remember my master's and my background is social work. So
Mm.
you know that dynamics right there. Yes, I'm pulling that all together, as well as I have a organization, a nonprofit that I will be on the panel February 19th. They're having a panel discussion. It's going to be all day, by 8 hours. And she said, I noticed that I see a lot of books with just the male, the boy or the girl, but yours have the sister and the brother. She said, I kind of gravitated towards that right there. One of my colleagues, actually the same colleague as how I met you, told her, she was like, whoa, it's a sister and a brother, it's a boy, two boys, a boy and a girl. And I said I strategically wanted a boy and a girl because I'm coming from early education. I have boys and girls in my class.
Mm-hmm.
So remember, I'm writing Mac and Rennie Reed based off of my experience engaging with what? Kiddos
Youth.
for all these years. Long time. I started in early education in 1993. 3.
Mm.
Yes. From the baby room to the toddlers to the threes. And as I got age older, I said, oh, I can't do that age no more. Oh, no, 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 no. After that, I'm strictly pre-K, the 4 and 5-year-olds. Yes. And so yeah. So yeah, so definitely. So that's a 3 in the series. Fourth is being released this year.
Okay.
And I'm loving this one. The title is Music is Math. Oh, there we go. Music is Math. Now, you know the kiddos, we love some music, don't we?
Well, not just kids,
Not just
adults.
kids, adults. So, what do you think about Music is Math? When you hear that title, what do you think about Music is Mathematical?
And the music, or it's going somehow they're going to be learning math through music.
Mm-hmm.
This is what I think about it.
Right,
But
right, right. In a fun way. But the
hmm
music, the notes have what? Are fractions.
yes.
The notes are fractions.
hmm
And I interviewed a elementary school teacher a couple of months ago. Got great footage. It's strolling on the platform. So and I've taken it down, but I'm getting ready to pull it back up because the book will be rolling out this spring. And
Okay.
she talked about being a music major and how she was so scared when she started seeing them fractions. I was like, whoa. It kind of takes you back to the movie Drumline. Do you remember Drumline?
hmm
Remember he had a problem with what?
hmm
Learning the and she says that my kiddo students that struggle with the note math part, they struggle with they're not readers. They're not strong readers.
mm
She said that reading and that math go hand in hand. So
Mm.
yes, music is mathematical, and she said it's no joke. Wow. And so in Music is Math, Roni and Mac are not just talking about music being math, they start talking about other areas that have math. For example, Mac talks about his father, he likes to build things. He say, hey, you
Man,
know what?
all
Yeah,
day long.
he said, man, there's numbers on the wrench. A wrench got and then Roni starts talking about synonym soup. She says, oh yeah, like when me and dad was making synonym soup, fractions
You
on the
brought the other
measuring
books. Mm.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And where do I get that from? Well, when I had children, and you and me and everybody else, PBS Kids, I still like Arthur. Every day when you're walking down the street, hey, we like that song. Everybody that you meet, turn that song on. In a,
Music.
yeah, turn it on. Yeah, if you had that song on, like when you're in the store shopping and they have the music playing, and if you observe, you'll see the adults bopping their heads.
hmm
It's a catchy, fun, respectable tune. Talking
Music.
about
Music teaches.
it does
But
teach.
left or right, no matter what music it is, it's teaching. This is the reason why they always used music in certain TV shows. It catches you. It makes
Platform.
you gonna remember the song if you don't remember the whole show. You remember the
Yes,
beginning of the beginning of the show, and that's
right.
normally a song.
And you know what's so funny that you're saying that? So I grew up in the 80s. Classic TV shows. The Love Boat.
hmm
Something exciting for everyone. The Love Boat. Wait a minute. And we've got the classic Good Times Anytime You Need a. Come on now. All of those shows. So you are familiar with Macaroni Reed's theme song, right?
Mm-mm.
Hmm. But yes, so Mac and Roni in 2016, so leave 2014, come on up 2016. I'm sitting in traffic. Now, what can we say about Atlanta traffic? In Atlanta traffic, you can balance your checkbook, do your makeup, do your wheel. Okay,
So
you can do
sound
all
like
of that.
DC traffic.
Write a book. Okay, 2016. I said, I need a theme song. Remember, I'm coming from early education. I know what theme song looks like because I engage with it all the time. I'm sitting there saying, Mac and Ronnie come out and play. You got some new adventures for us today. Mac and Ronnie, Mac and Ronnie. Pull my phone out. sang the song into my phone in 2016, and then I put up in my email in my folder with Mac and Ronnie Reed. Guess how long that sat there? 7 years, well, 5 years from that point, 2016. And so if you go to the Mac and Ronnie Reed
You get the
website, oh, it's right there on the homepage. Click.
bingo.
Bingo. I even got an extended version. So let's talk about what that looks like as far as developing that. How did I get it produced for it to be marketed? I went on to freelancer Fiverr. You
Mm-hmm.
know Fiverr. All
Yeah.
right, so hit him up. I say, hey, I need this done. Your studio. He said, sing it to me. So I sung it to him, and he said, okay, give about 3 days. He came back. When he came back on the first round, bam, he had it. He had it. Then what happened was I come to school in April. This is 2021.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Getting ready to, this is my last year in early education. I'm done. My kids are grown and gone. A lot of reason why I went into early education because they could come to work with me. I had that perfect schedule off on the weekends. I'm done. I turned the song on and the kids, and I played it several times, right? Well, one
And
day,
they
listening. The next day, Miss Shan, where's the Macaroni Reed song at? Oh, I said, oh, yep. So basically, that was what do you call it when you're trying to get feedback from, you know what I'm talking about?
it was like a tester. I don't know
A
the
tester,
term.
right? A
Yes.
tester, a tester, right? Then I noticed it was too short. It was only 60 seconds. So I went back to the jingle singer. He's a jingle singer, jingle writer. And I said, I need you to stretch this out. He said, I got you. He came back 2 days later. So you have the original singing of the song. Then
Mm-hmm.
he put an instrumental in between that. Then it comes back to him singing the verse chorus again.
Mm-hmm.
So now it's 1 minute and 80 seconds long, and you can find it on Spotify, Apple iTunes, and YouTube Music.
So before we go, I do want you to do a few things for me.
Mm-hmm.
I need you to give me a word of wisdom for anybody who's trying to figure their stuff out.
Mm.
Young, old, prison, not prison, it doesn't matter. I need some that a word of wisdom, and two, I need to know everywhere where they can purchase your books and find your stuff. Because the reason for this is to not just get people to give you exposure, but people need to buy your book. I need y'all to go
Yes.
buy, look, all three books.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so let me give my word of wisdom first, okay? It is real easy. Write the vision and make it plain.
Abaka 2 and 2.
Document your vision. And because we have electronic databases, put it up electronically, not just on paper, because it might catch a fire, get lost. So write your vision, document your vision. Let me say it that way and make it plain. When you're documenting your vision, it's organized. It makes you want to research. It makes it easier. So write, document your vision and make it plain. And let me tag on to that. Do not have conversation with everybody about your vision. Hmm. That's a twofold in one right there. You writing that vision, you're documenting it, and you are moving in silence. You will know who to have discussions with about your vision. I have to put that out there, those two. Yes. Like in the middle of the night when you get up, wake up and you get an idea. Why people fall asleep and don't write it down? Then you can't remember it. That's what I mean by document your vision. So Macaroni Reed was 7 years of documenting even before I rolled
Mm.
out. Wow, that was a lot of time. Yeah, yeah. And as far as where the books where you can get the books from, of course, macandronireed.com. Everything is macandronireed.com across all platforms. Ding 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 ding. Um, I strategically rolled out with paper versions, and they are strategically $9.99, affordable. Remember, I'm a social worker, I'm an MSW. I am encouraging and engaging families to read to
Mm-hmm.
learn. We have a reading crisis that was already in place.
Important.
COVID just exacerbated it the more. So that's why. And so Gummy Worm Sufficient and Synonym Soup are in hardback, and they are strategically in hardback on the website, and strategically on hardback because a lot libraries and a lot of organizations will not purchase the books if they're not hardback.
Mm-hmm.
I learned that in my research, right? Right. I learned it in my research. So yes, there are my distributor allows the books to be on all of the platforms such as Walmart, Target, Amazon. My distributor is not Amazon because if it was, my books would not be able to be in the libraries. They do not buy through Amazon. So McEnroe Reed is available in the Atlanta metro area library counties: Gwinnett County Library System, DeKalb County Library System, Coweta County Library System, Douglas County Library System, and Fulton County Library System. So let's talk about the rejects where they're not at. And I did present them: Clayton County Library System and Fayette County. They said no. And the reason why I'm telling people this is because guess what? Don't let that phase you. No, don't let that phase you. So they're also available in Indianapolis Library System. How so? Well, I got this notification on my email about 2 years ago that I got an invoice notification that someone had paid an invoice, had made a purchase on the website, and it was the Indianapolis Library System. Okay. Alabama, Montgomery City Public Library, the books are in their library also. So you can, they're available for purchase on the website, retail, as I stated, and in the libraries. But yes, most definitely they're affordable. And if you email me and you are an early educator up through, second, third grade, I will give you a bulk rate deal because I'm coming from early education. I'm a social worker, wanting to emphasize, reading, and also, I just want to put that out here: characters. Mac and Roni, they funny. Mac and Roni. The name is phonological and
Mm-hmm.
quite tasty.
Well, I do want to thank you for joining me and for the information because this was not just you sharing your books, but it was very informational for those that will be watching. Uh, I want to thank you for writing. Very important.
Mm-hmm,
Not just for our community, but for everybody's community to be able
mm-hmm,
to know that you have Black writers
mm-hmm,
and they can learn something from us as well. If technically they haven't learned everything from us as well.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
But that's another story.
mm-hmm.
I want
For
to just,
another time.
yes, thank you for just being who you are, who God has created you to be, and continue to be great. So,
I
my name,
appreciate.
my name is Carlos Walker. This is Art and Hustle Black Books Matter, and this is Shane Blue.
Macaroni Read, read to learn and for adventure.